You are struggling to defend on FC24 and you want to fix it. Well, we're going to give you everything you need to do to tighten up that defense and concede less goals. Plus, there's a new setting that has got so many players confused, and we're going to explain that for you. First up is jockeying, which, yes, I know, you elite players think you know how it works and what you need to do. But on FC24, jockeying has changed massively. Jockeying is where you hold the L2, LT button to lower your center of gravity and stand up the opponent. Combining it with R2, RT, the sprint button will then give you the sprint jockey, which is used a lot of the times. You will use these buttons together to stand up the opponent, to step in, and at times even try and win the ball. But there is the odd occasion where you will just want to use L2, the jockey button, to stand up. This is when your opponent is just dribbling inside the box and kind of looking for those intricate movements. But one of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to jockeying is they jockey all of the time. If the opponent is sprinting in on goal, you need to sprint. Don't hold jockey. Get yourself back goal side and then get ready to stand up the opponent. Now, last year, so many of us, me included, used the sprint jockey to step in and tackle the opponent. This year, with dribbling being so good, just jockeying into the opponent is a little bit hit and miss. And you might ask, well, why is that? When you are jockeying, you don't actually commit to an animation. You are just banking that the game is going to win the ball for you as you collide with the opponent. But now dribbling is so good, players can evade your jockey just simply too easily. So what I need you to do is, if you want to step in and win the ball, actually have some conviction with it and use your tackle button. Be on Xbox, circle on PlayStation. The best way to tackle the ball is when the ball is in between you and your opponent, and you can then step in and take it with a strong tackle. A quick tip as well, you can also do R1 and circle, RB and B for a power stand tackle, which will just have a bigger animation, but the tackles are a lot stronger. Slide tackles obviously do have a place in the game as well. When the ball is there to people and you can slide, you can use them, but just be mindful of them inside the 18-yard box, because if you get a tackle wrong, then you get a red card, because EA haven't got referees right on FC24. And this is where elite players separate themselves from everyone else, and it is right stick switching. The principle sounds simple. Push the right analog stick in the direction of the player that you want to switch to. I run my right stick switching on player relative, so I'm going to use this theory to explain it. Your right analog stick is a clock, and the center of the analog stick is the player that you are controlling. If you want to switch to someone on the pitch, look at where they would be in the position of a clock, and then you just simply push the right analog stick where they would be. But you have to be precise. If you actually look at the size of your analog stick, it is tiny. The difference between 3 o'clock and 2 o'clock is absolutely minuscule. So the chances of you getting that switch wrong can be quite likely. But if you do, don't panic. Simply tap L1 or LB, and this will change you to the player that is closest to the ball and goal side. You can then reassess where you need to switch to. Just don't panic and smash that right stick around like a crazy person. Second man press is also a great feature, which is where you hold R1 or RB, and it will grab the player that is closest to the ball and goal side the majority of the time. You will see a green icon above that player's head that is going to press, and they are allowed to press the ball holder for the next 4 seconds. This does work better with players that have high defensive stats, and it is so good because you can press the ball holder with the AI while you go and track another through ball, a passing lane, whatever it may be. If you do have any questions regarding anything that I'm speaking of right now, come on over to our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/alexbee official. We're live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday at midday UK time, and just come and ask any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Now, time for the big debate. Tactical or advanced defending? It's a new setting, which so many people are in uproar about it. They don't understand it. Tactical is the same as what you've been running on previous versions of the game. However, with the advanced defending feature being introduced, people have got a little bit confused. Jockeying is the exact same on both of them. It doesn't change how your jockey works or is interpreted. The only addition is that you can now hold X on PlayStation, A on Xbox to go for a shoulder barge when you're side by side, or using the left stick to position yourselves better to get a tackle in the direction that you want to. On tactical, to pull a shirt or to shoulder barge, you will tap L2 or you'll tap the tackle button to try and get a tug of the shirt. Sometimes you'll get a tug of the shirt, sometimes you'd actually get a tackle. With advanced defending now, you can just hold X to shoulder barge, meaning you aren't playing that RNG game. So right now, I am running advanced defending. Will that change? We'll have to wait and see. Another reason why you are conceding so many goals on FC 24 is because you're defending with no actual thought. People are pulling their fullbacks and centre backs up and out of position all of the time. Sometimes you're just left with 3 defenders, 2 defenders, or even 1. So do this. When you switch to a defender, focus on keeping that player goal side and being more passive with them than aggressive. If you do this, you play the numbers game and you can assess and see what's going on and then react accordingly. Some players like to be passive or aggressive on FC 24 when it comes to defending, but just getting the timing is right. You need to find your own play style. Last year, I was super aggressive in defense. Right now, it's not working for me. So I'm being a little bit more passive, and in turn, it's meant I've conceded a lot less goals. So right now, I'm focused on being passive. I'm waiting for the ball to be shown, and then when there's an opportunity for me to step in, I'll step in and make that challenge. And I think a massive thing for everybody to become a better defender is for you to spot the danger and spot that danger early. And that means you switching and tracking through balls or assessing opportunities and kind of dissecting it very quickly on the pitch. It is a massive skill and it comes with practice and plenty of games. Should all of this fail and the opponent still gets in on goal, then you have a last resort of goalkeeper movement. This is where you hold your right analog stick in and you can move your goalkeeper to hopefully make an easier save. You just have to try and think about what is the most logical finish here in these scenarios, and you will be able to make some saves when you get practice with it. Do be mindful, it is very much of a mind game, so sometimes the opponent will catch on to that goalkeeper movement, but when you master this, it gives you just that extra level on your defensive ability. I think something that really goes underlooked when it comes to defending is just basically knowing the game and having lots and lots of practice throughout many years of playing. You will look at some defenders, the elite players, the pro players, and they will be aggressive. Some of them will be passive. Everyone has kind of their own unique play style, and that's something that really will shine through when you start to understand, okay, in this movement here, this is what a player would do. In this area here, this is what they should do. And then you can process that at those quick speeds and happen on the pitch, and it almost just becomes instinct. And when it becomes instinct, it just makes everything so much easier for you. So now you've become an elite defender. If you click this video here, this will take you over to our FC 24 custom tactics that we're running so far, and you can match them.